Hello everyone and welcome back. And if you're new here, I'm glad you're here. So for this one, I thought I'd do something a little bit different. And since it is the Burr months, as my wife likes to call them, I wanted to do a tree that kind of represented a, fall foliage look. Trunk of the tree, I went with a lighter brown and a darker brown to mix together. And then for the leaves, I went with a orangey copper color, a goldish yellow, and then a light yellow color. So here with the tree trunk, I just used the width of my hand to measure out what I was going to use for more or less the roots of the tree. And I know everybody's hands are different, but about 4 inches is what it works out to about for my hand. Now, as I separate out strands of wire for the branches, I think I did 12 wires for each of the first 2 branches, and then I think I did 8 and 8, 6 and 6, 4 and 4, and maybe 2 or 3 for the top of the tree. Now, once I was done with the tree trunk, it was time to make the leaf parts. And as my usual, just twisting one little loop at a time. And then when I was done with that, I would then roll that into a spiraled looking round leaf part that is all the little loops together. As you can see here, I figured out that if I roll it slowly and get it started and then roll it tighter, it seems to be a little bit smoother and a little bit more uniform roundness. And now for some editing magic with all of my little leaf parts, just for the fun of it. And now that all the leaf parts are made, now it's time to start twisting out the branches and getting some individual branch ends going for the leaves to be attached to. And now in hindsight, as I watch this part happening, and while I was making the tree, I decided that I think I went a little too far with the branches before I started actually branching them out. I should have branched them sooner, and that may have been a little bit better. But it came out pretty good in the end. So now I'm twisting out the roots, and I just totally random with how many strands I grabbed and how much I twisted and separated and branched them out and everything. The one thing I did do that I haven't done in the past is I was crisscrossing them underneath so that they stuck out in different ways from where they were pulled from the more or less the bottom of the tree trunk. So that helped solidify and firm up the bottom of the tree trunk, which was feeling kind of loose. And now it's some speedy work to put the leaf parts on, one leaf part to each individual branch end. Now, as I was going, I actually added 3 more of the copper orange colors and just twisted them over top of a branch that already had a leaf. I did, I think it was 8 or 9 of the golden yellow color and a few of the light yellow color just to add a little bit more foliage so it looked a little more full in some spots. And now comes the base. I wanted to do something different. I've been gluing them to rocks for previous trees. So for this one, I took a piece of XPS foam. I textured the sides of it, painted it up to look a little bit like stone. And then I'm going to wire the tree down to that. And this will be the base that the tree sits on. Another hindsight moment, I should have waited to put the tree on until I had this trim that I made to put on there. I should have waited for the tree because it just made it a little bit awkward, but it was doable. So what I did was I took cable ties or zip ties and I cut them down and super glued them in an L shape to give that little bit of a kind of a bracket look on top of the piece of foam. And then I covered it in matte Mod Podge to give it a surface that the paint will stick to. And then I painted it a reddish brown. I actually mixed red with brown to make like a maroon color. And then I highlighted with some orange and yellow to give it kind of a rusty look. So it looked like a metal bar look all the way around the top. Once that was done, then I started putting in some Mod Podge and sticking in some of this summertime shrubbery stuff that I have from previous videos and just tucking that in around the roots and giving it some life under the tree. And once that was done with some more Mod Podge, I just glued down some sand and little stones that I've just picked up out of my driveway to give it some gravel look in a couple of spots to finish off the base. With some watered down Mod Podge, I glued the stones and dust and gravel down to make sure that nothing moved after it was done. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button, and if you like what you see, subscribe, and I'll have more videos coming soon. Thank you. Bye.